Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Main Street to Midship podcast. I am Explorer Jason with you. And with me, as always, is my co-pilot, my co-bro, Jeff from the SunnySideUpFL across all streaming platforms. Jeff, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Super excited to be here. Super
Yeah,
excited for episode 5. We got some big things for this episode. Yeah,
Uh,
woohoo! Thank you
yeah,
guys
man.
for sticking with us. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys for following along, subscribing. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this now, please just hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out a lot as we're trying to build up on this platform on YouTube. Every little like, subscription, comment if you want. Tell us that Jeff looks funny. We
Yeah, we
know,
already know that. Yeah, or
but it's
what you want
okay.
us to talk about. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine
but
too.
we'll take the interaction. It helps with the
Yeah,
algorithm. So,
yeah,
um, but uh, but yeah, man, we appreciate everybody's support so far. We're building subscribers every day, which is great. I'm super excited. I was actually thinking this morning, and I say this morning. Usually we record at night, as you can kind of tell behind me. It's definitely, and you can kind of see it a little bit through Jeff's blind. Usually we record at night. This week, the way it worked out our normal day, just didn't work out for me. So we're just trying to squeeze it in this morning because as we record this morning, Friday, July 3rd,
yep.
trying to squeeze it into really your schedule, Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
because this is probably one of the busiest times of the year for you streaming with the 4th of July
Yeah.
and everything going on at the Walt Disney World Resort here in Orlando. Um, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's probably one of the busiest times of the year to be on property in the parks, and a lot of that is due. It's obviously it's a holiday. It's summer. Everybody's off. Excuse me, but the 4th of July fireworks from the Magic Kingdom, and also at Epcot,
Yeah.
they do over. It's only at Epcot on the 4th of July, but they do multiple nights at the Magic Kingdom. Oh, excuse me, and if you haven't seen it, it is a sight to behold. And if you can't make it this year or any year, definitely check out the Sunnyside FL. Jeff and Maya, they'll have all the fireworks content that your heart could desire. And
Yep.
it's quite a show to see. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out. I know I went with you guys a couple years ago to Epcot to see it at Epcot and blown away by
Yeah.
it.
I
I would
was.
I would I would argue and say probably Epcot is my favorite over Magic Kingdom. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Magic Kingdom's fireworks definitely nothing to knock at
No.
all. I mean, they're amazing. They're really just take it up a notch from the normal nightly fireworks. But
Yeah.
Epcot is just wow.
Yeah, those are my favorite fireworks I've ever seen. Is the
Yeah,
Epcot 4th of July fireworks. So we're actually going to be out there. We'll be covering it live on YouTube tonight and tomorrow. So
tonight.
July
Okay.
3rd, they're doing July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're going to do it this year because of the 250th.
That's from the Magic Kingdom you're talking about.
And then
Okay.
so tonight we'll be at Magic Kingdom. We'll get the 4th of July fireworks tonight on July 3rd. And the great thing about YouTube is the lives will live there forever. If you want to see it, you can see it. We'll definitely post those after the live. Yeah,
Sorry, had a
exactly.
Taylor Swift moment.
And then yeah, I hear she's getting married today, but at
Oh
Madison
wow.
Square Garden. Yeah, actually. So
I'll be happy when that's all over.
yeah,
But
it's
we
like
won't ever
so
hear about it ever again.
we won't be competing this weekend with the Kelsey Brothers podcast. Sorry, I got off
Look at
topic.
those guys.
Yeah.
Look at those guys. I
And
mean,
then
we've already
July.
got one of us is named Jason.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
obviously the better looking of the two, I think.
Yes,
But,
yes,
okay.
definitely. Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
July
so
4th
busy
over at
weekend. So
Epcot.
tonight is Magic Kingdom
Yeah.
for the Magic Kingdom fireworks, and then
Yeah.
tomorrow for the actual July 4th. Since they only do it at Epcot on July 4th, you guys will be at Epcot, right? And that'll
Yeah.
be where can people find you guys? Where are you streaming that?
Yeah, that'll be on YouTube as well. This year we're going to only do
Okay.
YouTube. No, we won't be on TikTok at all. We'll definitely take some snips and post that. We'll definitely
Yeah.
try and get the Voices of Liberty as well. They do a special show on the 4th, which I'm
Love
not
those
really
guys.
sure. This year they might do it a couple of days as well.
Yeah.
But it's great over at Epcot. They typically will do Luminous and the 4th of July fireworks. So
Yeah,
you get 2 shows,
yeah,
and
back to back.
the fireworks show that's the greatest fireworks I've ever seen. That is the
Yeah,
greatest show.
and
I
it's
mean, I
like,
like it better than
yeah,
the New Year's Eve fireworks. Like
it
yeah,
is in your face
yeah.
at
There's
Epcot too.
so
I
it
feel like
just
it's just right
constantly goes.
there.
Yep. Yeah, it's
So,
great. It's great.
got some show notes here, but yeah. So, Magic Kingdom, Disney Celebrate America from Magic Kingdom, and then Epcot Luminous, The Symphony of Us at 9 p.m. Immediately
Yep.
followed by the Heartbeat of America at 9:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
How cool is that? I mean, you're just going right from one to the next. It's
So
gonna be awesome.
this is saying Epcot this year is July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I don't know
Fifth.
how accurate this is.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's at both parks. I did hear that. So at
Wow.
Epcot, they're gonna have all 3 days as well for the 250th. That's not
Wow.
normal. Usually, it's only on the 4th at Epcot. That's just special for this year. So I would love to be able to get back out on the 5th. So if there's any
Wow,
way
that's
that I can
awesome.
get back out there, I will be there again on the 5th. It's definitely check that out. You definitely have to see these fireworks in person.
So I
if you
stand
can make a
corrected
trip.
then. They usually only do it on the 4th. Maybe with all the money they're saving by not doing the gingerbread house at Grand Floridian, they're
They were
taking
able to.
that money, the gingerbread money, and putting it into the fireworks money. They
I,
put it in the fireworks fund.
yeah, I
Gingerbread.
doubt that
Sorry.
I doubt that equals the same amount. But yeah, that's pretty
No, you don't
sad
think the
though.
cost of gingerbread and fireworks? No.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Um,
That's sad. That's sad over
that
there.
whole
But
debacle. Yeah, so that kind of leads us in. So yeah, just to kind of close that out again. So tonight and this weekend, the next couple nights, definitely at least tonight and tomorrow night, the 3rd and 4th, you can see Jeff and Maya streaming from the parks on YouTube. You'll catch all the fireworks stuff and all the happenings around the parks. Definitely send them a like or subscribe there because it is hot in the
yeah,
parks right
it's
now.
hot.
It is
Yeah,
so hot. We
it's
are
hot.
going
It's
through
hot.
a heat wave right now, which it's not the normal, you
No,
know,
it's too
temperature.
early for feels like to be up in the like 110 degrees.
Yeah,
It's early, so I'm a little worried about August and September this year. But
the wife
yeah,
sent me a funny thing this week. It said when people ask me what are the parks like in the summer, and my response to them is, "Have you ever been cremated?"
yeah, it's hot. It's
It is
really hot.
super hot. Yeah,
I don't know
man.
how they're doing
So,
the stage shows and the 3 o'clock Festival of Fantasy Parade. Hats off to all the performers and the stage shows, and like man, I can imagine
yeah.
just standing there trying to stream it or film it is
Well,
tough.
yeah, to wear the costumes that they wear. Oh, and to run and dance and jump around and move around in the
Yeah,
costumes.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can
even
imagine.
even the face performers, like in the costumes that they wear, those
Yep,
things can't be very. I mean, they look like they're heavy, multiple layers, and
yeah,
yeah, I don't. Whew,
oof, yep.
those they're
Hats
probably
off.
not paid enough for what they do,
No,
but yeah. So yeah, touching on the gingerbread thing, that is definitely
hot topic.
definitely a hot topic right now with the gingerbread house and then also again the with the whole transportation thing that's still kind of going on. We're kind of seeing what's really going on behind that. Maybe what Disney's motivations are for both. Disney's releasing statements this week on those things, on those items, and just not to like beat a dead horse with the gingerbread thing and the transportation thing, but on the gingerbread thing, it's just it definitely looks like it sounds like from what we're hearing from Disney, not saying they've said this directly, but just what I'm inferring or what they're inferring, what I'm getting from it. It just sounds like maybe from guest complaints at the resort that lobbies were a little too busy, a little too
Hmm.
much traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think that's probably it. And they have been doing it for 27 years, so it's not like a secret when you're booking that resort that they were going to have that. It's sad to see that go. Excuse me. I'd rather see it relocated. I don't know, maybe even to a park at Epcot. They have the Communicore Hall. Maybe we could relocate it
mhm.
there, where you have to go into the park. But that's just such a cool experience. if they can't
Yeah.
do another resort. There's a lot of big resorts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A
They
lot of
have
space
yeah a lot of
that they
space.
have.
Even
And
if they
that's the
did it in one
most
of the
disappointing thing
convention
for me
centers.
is that they just killed it
Yeah.
without moving it. Even if, one could argue, well, you move it into a park, it's accessible to folks that don't have a park ticket. And I get that. I would say with that community core hall space, I think dead on, like if you're going to put it in a park, that's perfect
Hmm.
because they could do a whole thing with that. And then you've got plenty of space
Yeah.
for people to line up and queue up and buy all their goodies there. And
Hmm.
but yeah, definitely, if you put it outside of the parks, there's definitely other resorts you can put it in. Um, but who knows? Maybe a little more difficult now as they're cracking down on resort access to non-resort guests. You definitely still have access, and I think I loved the video you guys did this week. You put out where just dispelling a lot of the rumors out there that Disney's just blocking access. You can't even walk to the resorts. You can't get to any of the monorail resorts there on the monorail loop. Where you guys putting up the video where you could show that you can walk
Yeah.
from some of the resorts
Yeah, that hasn't
as
changed at all. It's only
no,
we just wanted to make sure that everybody was clear. There's a lot of clickbait. It's sad, but the
a
best way to
lot.
like build your channels and stuff in social media is to create
Yeah,
that drama. Even if it's a lie, there's a lot of it. Best thing I say, if you find anybody that's lying like that or saying something they don't know, just
yeah,
unfollow. Don't watch. Don't comment. There's a lot of
yeah,
blogs. Some of those big blogs that they'll post, clickbaity kind of
yeah.
stuff, and they're just trying to get people riled up so
Disney
they can do it.
blocking access.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
Yeah,
Polynesian access, that's for 4th of July. They're saying that they're
yeah,
blocking access. There's not. You can walk right in. The
yeah.
only difference is the buses or the transportation from Disney Springs. And I think Incognito Mouse nailed it. It was because of the pool access. People were talking with
Yeah.
security. We have some friends that work at Disney, and they said
Right.
people would show up to Disney Springs in their bathing suits, park, go over to the bus transportation, get on the bus, and go over to a resort, and then they'd
Okay.
enjoy the pool. Which I don't
So
think you
now
should
we're
do
hearing that
that.
from multiple
Yeah,
cast members
exactly. And I
in
don't think you should
multiple
do that.
positions, different positions, from transportation to security
Correct.
to other cast members that work at Disney Springs that we know. They have actually seen it with their own eyes. They're
Yeah.
trustworthy sources. So,
Yeah,
okay.
and
So that's what
that
it sounded
shouldn't
like.
be a thing. But you can still walk over to the Polynesian with no problems. There are no checkpoints. We walked from the TTC to the Polynesian. We got on the resort monorail. I don't suggest you do that. It's going to take longer for you to walk over the Poly from the TTC to get on a resort monorail to ride it over to the
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom. It's just out of the way, and I know that they're
Yeah.
saying that it's like creators and streamers that are creating this issue, but I don't know any or why they would park at Disney Springs to go to the resorts or to go in it. We just park at the
Yeah.
parks. You have free parking with your annual pass. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that it really is probably people taking advantage of the pool. They are fine with you going to these resorts and spending money at the restaurants and quick
Hmm.
service. And they have the churro waffles over at the Caribbean Beach that drew people to the Caribbean Beach. They don't mind selling all those churro waffles. I guarantee it. That's why they're
Yeah.
doing the special releases, the cheeseburger spring rolls over at Saratoga Springs. They don't
Hmm.
mind people going over there and buying. They're selling extra
Yeah.
items that you don't have to buy the park ticket, but you can still purchase the item and
Right.
try it. So we
Just
park.
don't use the pool if you're not staying there, and
Yeah,
don't use
don't.
it as a way to avoid paying for parking at the parks
Yeah,
to get
it's
into
just
the
no
parks.
loopholes or anything like that.
I
You
get that.
shouldn't be doing that. Exactly. They're not going to be
Yeah.
happy with that. So
It definitely, I mean, it can make things a little more difficult, but honestly, access to park at some of these resorts, that's not changed. That's
no.
been going on. You can't get into a lot of these resorts. You're definitely not getting into a deluxe resort, albeit even not just the resort loop monorail, the monorail resort loop
Hmm.
resorts. Um, you never could really get into there for quite some time without some kind of a reservation, be it dining or resort reservation. You're not getting in there. None of that has changed. None of
No.
that has changed.
And a
So,
great example is the boardwalk. So the boardwalk,
mhm,
if you're staying at Yacht and Beach and the boardwalk, it doesn't have enough to support the businesses that are there on the boardwalk. I think
mhm,
that's why Jelly Rolls has moved because it was
Yeah.
difficult to get there. The best option was to park at Disney Springs and then take a bus over. That was the only guaranteed way.
Hmm.
If you park at Epcot, you have to be out before Epcot closes, or you're not getting back to your car
Yeah.
without an Uber. If you're staying at one of those resorts, that's fine, but they don't have a lot of people that might be going to those restaurants or that
Hmm.
entertainment. So they need some version. That's the one I think is the most complicated to get to, because that's
Yeah.
really has a lot of businesses, and it was always pretty easy to get into those
Oh yeah.
businesses because it was kind of so restricted with who
Yeah.
could be there. You could go into Jelly Rolls, it could be absolutely empty because people couldn't get there. You can't park at the boardwalk to go to the
Right.
boardwalk. There is no.
And those are businesses that are open later than the parks
Yeah,
are open.
yeah,
Later than Hollywood Studios or Epcot, especially,
yep,
because those are the two parks you can, get to those areas from either taking the Skyliner from the studios or going through the International Gateway at
yeah,
Epcot.
yeah.
So,
So right now it's
yeah,
probably Hollywood Studios and the Skyliner would be the latest. They're the easiest parking, but
yeah,
that's you have to pay for parking at Hollywood Studios
right.
if you don't have an annual pass, which we do.
Or you could walk
Yeah, or
from
you could walk.
Hollywood
Yep, you could
Studios,
walk there too. Yeah, I
as you
definitely
skinny people
recommend
would do.
walking. Yeah, yeah. The Skyliner's
Yeah.
not for me. Not a big fan of Skyliner, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure what we'll end up doing in the future. But you still got to be back on the Skyliner before the Skyliner closes, or walk on over. So that's probably the best option to get to the boardwalk. I mean, the only time I ever really did
Yeah.
it, I didn't really go out of my way. It was just if I happened to be staying at the Swan and Dolphin or the boardwalk or something like that. That's when I take
Yeah.
advantage of those businesses and
Yeah.
use that. So
So we'll see. Time will tell how that goes.
yeah,
How that is all going to shake out.
yeah,
But yeah. So, like I said, not to beat a dead horse. I think there's plenty of people out there talking about it,
yeah,
about both of those subjects. But
yeah.
so, so this week we are starting the new feature, Minute with Maya, that everybody's been talking about. So this week we are officially beginning that segment. That'll be a regular segment. I don't know if we'll have it every week. That's kind of up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know we prefer to have it every week, but most of the time we'll have this segment called Minute with Maya that you guys know about. Fans of the channel, you guys have been asking for, hey, can we get Maya on the podcast more? How do we get her involved? And we've always said that we definitely want to get her more involved. So this week, you guys, we are going to debut here our Minute with Maya segment, and so I think before we get into our big show topic of the week, I think let's go ahead and show that off. So while I think we're ready. So let's go ahead and throw it to Maya. So Maya, take it away.
What you got?
Got a second? Take a pause. It's time for a minute with Maya.
What's up, J Bros? I'm out here at Hollywood Studios and I'm checking out all the construction at Monsters Inc. I'm really excited about this land because Muppets, let's be honest, the busiest part of the Muppets area was the restroom. So I think that Monsters Inc. is a welcomed update and well deserved for that IP also. So it's supposed to have a glob theater, which is awesome. Everyone should be able to enjoy that. A big roller coaster for the big kids. Harryhausen's, which Jeff, as you know, I never say no to sushi. And hopefully something better than that wrap pizza over there that, let's face it, we had to dip and ranch. All right, that's it. That's been a minute with Maya. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, you should probably follow Jeff and I at SunnySideUpFL. And since I'm a girl at Disney, here's my obligatory leg kick. Back to you, boys.
Oh, oh, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Maya, for that. That was great. A
Nice.
little bit of a hot take too
Yep.
there, but so that's great. I think that's going to be a great feature for us. I love getting Maya involved in the podcast, and maybe we'll get her on. We'll do a little two shot there with you guys in the studio,
Oh yeah,
or
it'll happen.
that'll be great. That'll be
Yeah.
great. She's definitely got the personality.
Yep.
And she's a firecracker, man.
Yeah.
You definitely found that's your person there.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yep.
She's awesome. So, anyways, pardon me, my nose itched. So one of our big topics on the show that we wanted to talk about, and we kind of hinted at this, we teased it on the last episode, is our Disney versus Royal Caribbean cruise showdown.
Yeah.
So Jeff and I, we've put together several points to compare different things to offer, from dining to entertainment to just normal, the check-in to everything, muster drill, whatever. Several points that we've compiled here in a list to compare Disney Cruise Line with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, to hopefully kind of help guide some of you out there that are thinking about. And I get this question quite a bit as a travel agent. By the way, if you're looking to book your next trip to Disney, Universal, or Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruise Line, definitely reach out to the link below. I've got my link tree in there, and you guys can reach out to me and request a quote. My services are 100% free, so it doesn't cost you a dime. I would love, I really take a lot of joy in helping bring magic to families and help them plan the best vacation possible.
Yeah, reduce that stress. Use a travel planner.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything. No,
Yeah,
nothing
just
at all.
let me do the work for you.
Yeah.
I will make the book. Basically, I just need your input on what kind of a vacation you're looking for, what kind of a cruise you're looking for, what kind of a theme park stay, and different. And we have lots of options. And even if you don't see maybe something that, you can always keep requesting adjustments to your initial quote. I'll throw some options at you to begin with. And, we can, if you find something in the first quote, great. If not, hey, we'll follow it up with as many quotes until we get it right. We definitely want to get it right. I want to, that's my number one goal as your travel advisor, is to find the best vacation possible, regardless of whether it be a theme park or a cruise vacation. We definitely want to get you, make you guys happy, and definitely get you the best for your buck, the most bang for your buck, so to speak. And so, and through that process, really, in the case of looking at different cruise lines, it's trying to figure out what's the best cruise line, cruise vacation for you and your family, or your traveling party, because they vary. They differ. Depending on all the different features. Some things are very close, but depending on the experience you want, I think that they offer a lot of, like I said, they offer a lot of similar experiences, but then they also differ on several points. And it's really just kind of, dialing it in to figure out what's going to make you happiest, what you are the most satisfied with, what's going to just give you and your traveling party, you and your family, the best vacation possible. So like I said, we've compiled a list of multiple talking points here, comparison points between Disney and Royal Caribbean, because of all the the different cruise lines that we offer currently at Explore Orlando. These are the two big ones, and these are the ones that I get more questions about, like which one is better. That my family, I have this, or I've got these kids, or if it's just me and one other adult, what's better, and so we're not going to tell you which one we think necessarily is the better one for you, but we're just going to kind of give you our take based on our personal experiences with both.
Yeah.
And so, what our take is on the check-in process to all the different offerings that they offer. So, and you take that and kind of help make your decision of, I think Disney might be a little bit better for me for this cruise, or maybe Royal Caribbean's a little bit better because they have what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So first off, again, like I said, ground rules to this: is one really better than the other? Are they equal, or we just can't judge?
Yeah.
It's kind of a toss-up. It's the 6-7 of guesses. So sorry, I had to do that. That was just to irritate Amanda. All right, we're back. Okay, so you notice there's some things that have changed. It's a little darker. As you can tell, it's now nighttime. Jeff's in a different shirt. I've got glasses on. So, yeah, you got a haircut. Yeah. So, all the wonders of doing a podcast and all the technical difficulties that come with it. I swear you need an audio engineering degree to do this. And I understand why, like the big time podcasts, they'll have their own people behind the scenes producing and engineering. But so we had a stoppage, and we actually finished the show. and got all the way through, and we were feeling great. And I started editing and putting it together, and I got about halfway through this next segment and realized that Jeff's audio and video feed completely cut out. So it looked like I had gone crazy having a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple of days that we've been able to circle back. We didn't discover it till the next day. So unfortunately, with Jeff's schedule, he's in the parks. He's got to keep up his channel over at SunnySideUpFL. And just, we work full-time jobs and all that good stuff. So it's been a few days, but we figured we'd just go ahead and pick it up from here. So we appreciate it, your understanding. So what we wanted to do and what we did do, now we're doing it again, is we wanted to do a comparison of Disney Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Those are the two, I think, as a travel advisor, I get the most questions about. Which one would you choose? Which one do you think is better? What's better at this? Who's better at that? And so as a travel advisor, I always say, like, I'm not planning my vacation, my cruise, whatever it would be. I'm just here to guide you based on your preferences. So what we try to do is kind of give you our feedback on various points of the cruise experience with both Disney and Royal Caribbean, and to kind of help guide some of you guys out there in making your decision of which one that you want to choose in to take your next cruise on. So I figured first and foremost we would get into pricing. That's one of the first things you see. So Disney takes a lot of shade for their pricing. Right on top, they're looking like they're going to be a little bit more. And that's not really the truth. The truth really is, Royal Caribbean, yeah, you can cruise cheaper on Royal Caribbean if than you can with Disney. But a lot of the stuff that you would have to pay for on Royal Caribbean is already included in your cruise fare. Yeah. Right, Jeff? So
Yep. I can add up. There's two sides to that. Like, if you do want those things, you are going to be upcharged when you go on Royal Caribbean. But if you can do without those things, then you could sail on Royal Caribbean cheaper. So it could work out for you. It really depends on like what you want for your vacation, and it depends. Like, we both have kids. We've gone with kids. We've gone without kids. Not every vacation's the same. Sometimes you want some things, and sometimes you want others. So
it depends on your party. Yeah,
exactly. It's great to have those options there. So, but and both of them will run like it's not kind of normal, but I've seen it normal now that Disney's running some really good deals on their cruising now, which that was kind of unheard of back in the day. And of course, Royal Caribbean does. They typically will offer some great deals as well, but there's great deals on both that you can get.
There's some kind of offer going on with either one of them all the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that is pretty impressive if you consider that cruising is more popular now than really even right before COVID, when it was considered really popular. It's really, really popular right now, and those offers are still coming in every week from both Disney and from Royal Caribbean. So
they all got new ships coming out. They're constantly adding new ships all the time, which is awesome. Just so many different itinerary, different ships to be on. It's amazing. I love cruising though.
That you bring up a good point with the ships, and that's something we actually didn't have in our show notes. Really, is the fleet overall in comparison. So Disney has a fewer, different types of a variety of itineraries. They hit on your Alaska, your Caribbean, your Bahamas, and your European, Med. Which Royal Caribbean all offers, but Royal Caribbean has 30 or so ships currently in their fleet, whereas Disney currently has 7 now?
7, yeah.
And they are growing. They have plans. The Believe is the next ship. It'll be a Wish class ship that'll launch sometime late next year in 2027. But so there's a little bit of an advantage with Royal Caribbean in variety, ship size, and so definitely with the itinerary, with all the different ships that they have of the various classes. So But yeah, going back to pricing, really, it's just work with your travel advisor. Explain what you want. What kind of experience are you looking to have, and like Jeff, you bring up a good point with what your makeup of your travel party is. If it's an all adults trip, which by the way, Disney, the last two Disney cruises I did was just my wife and I,
Mm-hmm.
and we had just as great a time as if we brought our son. Um, and it's a little bit different vacation. We're spending more time in the adult areas
Yeah.
than we would if we had the kid along, or you had your kids along. But still a great vacation to have on both.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely definitely work with your travel advisor. They're going to be clued in on all those specials, by the way. So definitely work with them. It's one of the many, many advantages to having a travel partner along
Yeah.
with you.
And if
And
any of those deals come out after you've already booked, you've done this so many times. I've heard you talk about this,
mhm.
where you'll go back and
Yep.
rebook and save that money.
Yep.
As
Not
someone
just
that
on the
lives,
cruise fare, but also on those individual beverage
yeah,
packages, excursion prices,
yeah,
anything. We can go back and rebook those packages. Your cruise fare, definitely doesn't happen all the time, but I check it at least once a week
mm-hmm,
with ongoing bookings, current bookings that I have, and just to make sure that we're capturing the best price for you.
yeah.
So
And I don't have to do it. It's my travel planner will do that for me because I'm
yep,
never gonna remember. I get busy. You got like 2.5 jobs now, so there's no chance once I book it,
yeah,
pay for it, it's out of sight, out of mind. But
yep,
having that travel planner
exactly.
check that for you is huge. It'd be like, surprise, I just saved you $100 or $200 or whatever. I'd be like, that's, yes,
Yeah.
bonus,
Yeah.
more spending money for
Sometimes
the
it's
cruise.
insignificant. Sometimes it's as little as $1 on the price of your soda package. All right. So next we'll go into the check-in process, right?
Yeah.
So you get to the terminal, kind of compare the two. Both are going to assign you an arrival time. Um, but Disney is a bit more of a stickler. Now, this is no guarantee. Royal Caribbean could, by the time you check in for your cruise, they could go back to being sticklers for your arrival time and your check-in time. But Disney has always been, and still currently at the time of this recording, are sticklers for your arrival time. So once you book your cruise and you get to the point where you can actually check into your cruise, they'll assign you an arrival time to the terminal, and Disney will have you queue up outside on the curb, basically in front of the terminal, and will not let you into the terminal before your arrival time.
Mm-hmm.
So your arrival time basically is, hey, don't show up to the terminal before this time.
Yeah.
So if your arrival time is 11:30, they won't let you into the building to start the actual in-person check-in process.
Yeah, it's not my favorite standing out there, but I don't show up. I won't show up early because of that. So it's
Yeah.
working to deter me because I'm not going to stand on the sidewalk waiting to go inside
Yeah.
the building. And
Now,
so,
currently Royal, and again, check with your travel advisor. They should be clued in as to what's going on. As a travel advisor, if I don't know the answer right away, I know where I can find it.
mhm.
So it may take. I mean, I have the answer for you right away, but I will find it. But as of right now, Royal will assign an arrival time. However, Royal has been really good lately and really efficient with their check-in process, to where if your arrival time is 11 and you show up at 10:45, as long as they're ready to start checking folks in, they're zipping you right into the terminal. So I know on our last cruise, I think it was like 11:45, 11:30 was our arrival time in Miami, of all places.
Yeah,
One of the busiest cruise ports, if not the busiest cruise port in the world.
it's gotta
Um,
be.
and we arrived early. We arrived early just because of the traffic. We were
Yeah.
worried about traffic in Miami. So there's a lot of construction in the port area right now. And so we actually showed up and we said, we're hearing that they're going to let you check in. So let's give it a shot.
Hmm.
If worst comes to worst, if we can either stand and wait a half an hour until our arrival time, or we'll just go back to the car and sit in the car and until it gets closer. But sure enough, they let us right in. So right now, Royal's letting you through when you arrive, as long as they're ready to and able to check you in. They're going to check you in, and I think it was probably 15, maybe 20 minutes from the
Yeah.
time I stepped on the curb in front of the terminal there to where I stepped foot on board of the Wonder there in Miami. So
Mm-hmm.
very impressive. Where Disney, as you know, they'll make you even with after your arrival time. Then you got to wait for your boarding group to be called.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sat in the terminal after being checked in for 20, 30 minutes waiting for my boarding group.
Yep.
So, so not that that's a, I wouldn't say, I don't know if you disagree or not. I don't think that's like something that is really going to force you to choose one or the other
No, I don't think
ultimately.
that
But
make me choose the cruise. I'll be aware of it by when I'm going to
yeah,
check in. Is
just give you a heads up, and as a travel advisor, that's what I try to do is like, hey, this is not a no go for going Disney, but just be prepared. Try
yeah.
not to show up too early
Don't show
because
up
you may have
early.
to
I
wait.
would not show up early.
So,
Yeah.
when those unexpected things happen on your vacation, that's when it has can have a negative impact on how much fun you're having, how much enjoyment you're having, and
Usually
that's not
waiting
what
in
we
the
want.
terminal too for Disney is, I don't know, that's kind of exciting too. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's not
nice in
bad.
there. And then you
Yeah.
get the, I mean, it's not too bad. Once you get called, you're going in. If and then there is a
Oh
photo
yeah.
that they're going to take when you're getting on. If you don't want to take that photo, you can actually get on a little bit faster. Just saying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
typically skip that photo and I go on the ship as soon as I can. So,
Yeah. I will give Disney credit. Once they call your boarding group, you're on the ship pretty
yep,
quickly.
you're going pretty quick. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Which is awesome. Awesome. So, next up, I was going to talk about muster drill.
Hmm.
So, in case you don't know, well, maybe you can tell folks what the muster drill is.
Yeah. So once you board the cruise ship, before they can actually pull away, there is a safety procedure, and it's the muster drill. Everybody has to come to muster to know
Come
where you're.
together.
Yeah, they come
You
together.
muster.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to know exactly where your area is if you're going to have to, I, hopefully you don't, but if you do have to get off the ship at some point, you kind of need to know where to go and how that process works.
Right.
Um, I hope to never have to use that, but I do want to know where I need to be. I do want that information. So you do need to check in for muster, and both of them have different procedures for that.
Yes.
One I think is way better than the other, and you have a pretty good story with why that is. I think
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
So my last Disney cruise was last October on the Wish, and so what Disney does for their muster drill is they have everybody show up in your assigned muster area. So they have
Mm-hmm.
the various areas of the ship dedicated to your group. Usually they're alpha or alphanumeric uh, titled locations. So
Mm-hmm.
muster group A, B, and usually it'll be also printed on your life jacket as well in your stateroom. But
Your key
so
card, your stateroom, they have
your
it
key,
everywhere.
yeah,
So
everywhere, yeah, and they make sure, and even there's information in the app for both
yeah.
Royal and Disney. But so Disney will have everybody in that muster station assemble at that muster station. You have to check in when you arrive, and then they wait for everybody to show up before they start muster drill.
You
So
have
across the
to.
ship, everybody
You
has to
have to.
show up at every muster station. And I will tell you, don't think you can skip it
No,
because they will find you, regardless
no.
of what cruise line you're on. It could be Carnival, it could be Norwegian. They're going to find you.
They have to.
Let
They
alone
have to prove that they had everybody do it. They have to.
exactly. It
It's a
is the
regulation
law,
that they, yeah,
and it's for your
exactly.
safety.
Hmm.
Don't overlook and get complacent with your safety. I'm sure there's people back in 1912 that would say that that's probably a good point. But anyways, so yeah, so Disney has everybody come together all at once. Everybody's checked in, and then once everybody's checked in across the ship in their different groups, then they can commence the drill, which basically is going through everything. If you hear this whistle, the long horn, all this stuff, come to your, grab your medications, and make sure everybody in your group, your life jackets, and you show up here. Where you are now is where you come in case of an emergency. So,
Hmm.
unfortunately, whereas, well, fortunately, some muster stations on Disney Cruise Line are inside in the air
Yeah.
conditioning and in some of the lounges and the
Yeah.
theaters and
It's nice.
nice
when that
general
happens.
areas of the ship. And unfortunately, some of them are out on deck.
Yeah.
Some in the sun, some in the shade.
Yeah.
I was in the shade, thankfully, last time. However, being on deck and standing out on deck, there were the wildlife took
Yeah.
advantage of the situation, and I was pooped on by a seagull while I was
Yeah.
standing at muster. So
Not the
So-
best way to start the cruise.
yeah, not the best way to start your cruise. Plus, as they get everybody together, as soon as muster's over, Disney starts their sail away party.
Yeah.
So everybody in the ship rushes to the stairwells and to the elevators, which is very limited capacity on any cruise ship usually. And so it can take a little bit of time. So I had to try and work my way not up to the Lido deck for sail away, which where I wanted to go. I had to work my way back to my cabin first because I wanted to change my shirt because I had a big glob of seagull poop on my shoulder, and then get up to the sail away party. So if they would just move to Royal system, and from what I understand, other popular cruise lines have, where it's an electronic, you check in on the app, you go through everything on the app except for actually checking into the station, and you can do that as soon as you step foot on board the ship. With Royal Caribbean, you go to your assigned muster station and it's in the app, in your phone. You'll make sure you download your app and go right to your muster station. You check in with the crew members there, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Go enjoy your cruise.
Really spreads it out a lot. Like
Yes.
everybody's not there all at the same time. People in your muster station will be getting on at different times too. So just go knock it out. It's quick. The other thing with Disney, they won't start it until everybody checks in. So you have to wait for everybody to get there. So
And Disney did the style, the electronic muster, the check-in.
Mhm.
They did it during COVID, like Royal does now.
Yeah.
But Royal just kept it going. So, for obvious reasons during COVID, they didn't want to put everybody together in,
one spot.
tight spaces and close, confines. But yeah, so Disney, if you could please change your muster drill. Again, it's not a go or no go. It's just something to be aware of. Anyways, so moving on, dining. That's a big section.
Yeah.
I think probably the best place to start would be main dining.
Absolutely.
And dining that's included with your cruise fare. So when you take your cruise, you'll have food that's included in the price of your cruise fare. And then they have what's called add-on or signature dining that you would have to pay an additional fee for if you wanted to enjoy during your cruise. So Disney does a rotational dining where you rotate to a different restaurant every night of your cruise. And Royal Caribbean has one single main dining room. It could be multiple floors depending on the size of your ship, but you eat at the same restaurant every night. The menus do change, but it's the same table. And on both, regardless of whether you're moving to a different restaurant, you do keep the same wait staff. Your restaurant staff is the same, which is great because then they know what you want from night to night. But
that's awesome. If that would be a I don't know a big issue, but I wouldn't like that if at Disney you had a different staff. You get to know them. They're part of your
they
vacation.
get to know you.
Yeah, exactly. It's that you hang out with them. I've never had a negative experience with any of the wait staff. It's always like we're friends by the time we leave. They're awesome. They're like when you're with the kids, they're entertaining the kids. They're entertaining you. They have like time in between where they'll do like tricks or they'll just all kinds of stuff they'll show you, which it's just awesome when you get to know them. You get to know their name, where they're from, and they learn. Like you'll show up and they'll put if
your drink is already on the table.
Exactly. If you're Royal Caribbean, you have the drink package, you'll get your soda on the table. If you're Disney, that's included. Just be there.
I like to have like an unsweet iced tea with lemon.
Yeah.
And by the second night, it's there usually by the time I get to my table.
Coffee at the end of dinner, it's coming.
It's coming. They're not even going to ask.
I don't know how you're not their only table, so man, they're really, really good. They're hardworking, they're busy. They're
absolutely
awesome.
Very hardworking. So I kind of like what Disney does with the rotational dining because usually you get some kind of a show at least some kind of entertainment in one
Mhm.
of those restaurants, at least, if not more,
Yeah.
multiple rest of those restaurants, which is nice. The main
Mhm.
dining room is the main dining room. There's really not a whole lot going on there. Um, Again, the staff is always good on both. Service is great on both. But I'd probably give it to Disney on this just
Mhm.
because of the variety is
Yeah,
nice.
it is.
So
It's awesome. I really enjoy that. I mean, they have the Marvel area or the Arendelle area, and
mhm.
that's really cool to have a show while you're eating. It's
Yeah,
pretty awesome. I think
yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
pretty
fun.
neat. So, in addition to the main dining rooms or your rotational dining on Disney or the main dining room on Royal, they also have also included food located around the ship on the Lido deck, which is the pool deck. Both Disney and Royal Caribbean spread throughout the ship have various uh, food options that are included in your cruise fare.
Yeah.
So I know personally, I know the food on the Wish class with that Donald's Cantina
Hmm.
is awesome, where you can get your, made to order tacos, fajitas,
Yeah. That's a
taco
big
salads,
difference in the Wish, though. That's
burritos.
something that wasn't my favorite in the other ships
Well, it
prior
was
to the
so
Wish,
yeah,
but
so popular though. I don't know if you were aware, but in the last like year or two, they brought them to the Fantasy and the
oh,
Dream.
awesome, awesome.
So
That's a
Donald's
huge.
Cantina they
Yeah.
brought to the Wish, or
Okay.
excuse me, the Dream and the
Well, that's
Fantasy.
the best out of all of them. But they have a barbecue place that's good too. They have like three of them that are right next to each other. They have like an
Hmm.
American Grill, the Cantina, or in the barbecue place.
So
I
yeah,
can't
on
even
the Wish,
remember, but
yeah, on the Wish class, it's the Cantina, barbecue, and then like your traditional your chicken fingers, your hamburgers, your hot
hamburgers, hot
dogs,
dogs. Yep.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And then of course they both have all you can eat the free
The
soft serve,
yeah, soft
the
serve.
ice
Yep,
cream.
soft serve. They both have a huge buffet. One's the Windjammer, and the other one's I can't remember. But they
It
both have
varies
the
depending
yeah,
on the class. It
yeah,
varies.
yeah, and they
It's like
both have
Cabanas, it's
yeah.
Marceline. Yeah, it
Yeah,
varies.
they both
But yeah,
have
the
the
buffet.
huge buffets that those are included as well. So I mean,
I'm
there's
glad you
lots of
brought that up,
options.
man.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
like the
the
pizza
buffet.
place, they always have a place with pizza. Um,
Yeah, both.
both
Yeah,
of them do.
yeah.
There'll be just a variety of things that are included. And then
Hmm.
you were talking about like the add-ons and the signature, which there could be a difference. I don't. I think, like you were
Which is
saying, I
great.
think that Disney's probably, I don't know, probably
Disney's a
wins out
little
with
more
that.
limited just because, and I mean, Royal can be with the
Mm-hmm.
smaller ships,
Mm-hmm.
but Royal's Oasis, their Icon class, I would say really Freedom class on up for sure, because they're larger ships. They tend to have a little bit more of a variety
Yeah.
in just number of different signature or add-on dining, whereas
Yeah.
Disney usually has either one or two,
Yeah.
which are both excellent, top notch.
Yeah.
Depending on how much you want to spend. And Royal runs the full gambit of pricing as well,
Mm-hmm.
from
Yeah.
something as simple as Johnny Rockets
Yes.
and to their Playmakers Sports Bar, all the way up to their supper club, which is
Yep.
like $200 a person. That's like the
Yeah.
most expensive meal.
Yeah, they have
Um,
multiple add-ons on Royal, so I definitely think
yeah.
that variety is pretty awesome. They have
Hmm.
some really good ones that we've eaten at before. I like just going for Johnny Rockets. It was cool, and then usually if you join their loyalty program, which we'll talk about, you can get some free dining at some places or some coupons, stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So I think
absolutely.
Disney's like included extra dining stuff, like on the Lido deck. I think is a little bit better, but
Yeah,
the variety of the add-ons over Royal Caribbean is they get a little edge
it's
up
really
over
good.
there. So
Yeah, both are excellent,
yeah,
excellent choices either
never run
way.
out of
So
food either way. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and you'll find something for somebody in your
Yeah,
group, right? Yeah,
exactly. Never had
yeah.
an issue. The cool thing
No.
with those Disney ones, speaking of that, is having the three children on that ship, and they all want something different. Having all three of those, the cantina, the American Grill, or whatever it is, with the regular chicken finger stuff like that, and then the barbecue place, which had like the mac and cheese and stuff. There was
Yep.
always somewhere right there where
Something.
everybody could eat. We ate on the Lido deck all the time
Yeah.
because of that. So
That's
But
actually on Disney. That's where we eat when we get on board. You
yeah.
can they have like the main dining room open. They'll have one of the rotational dining rooms open on Disney.
Hmm.
The buffet's always open on both.
Hmm.
For when you get on board. But that seems to be where we head to. We head straight to the Lido deck. Well, depends on what deck. Depends on what ship you're on, what
Yeah.
deck number it is. But we head to that pool deck dining because that's just our favorites. You can get in, get something quick. It's good. It's fresh,
Hmm.
and you can move on about your day and
Yeah.
get settled in on the ship and start having fun.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but yeah, so definitely with the loyalty clubs, I gotta say, I mean, we might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
The loyalty clubs, both, you cruise either, you're automatically enrolled in their loyalty club. It's almost like with a frequent flyer program with an airline. And depending on how you cruise, Royal does so many points depending on whether you're in a suite or a non-suite class. It's 1 or 2 points per day of the cruise you're on. So if it's a 3 point or 3 day cruise, and you're in non-suite class, it's 3 points.
Hmm.
If you're suite, it's 6 points per person per their program. Whereas Disney is just 1 point per sailing.
Hmm.
So, if I would say kind of the bummer about that is if you're on a 7 night or a 3 night cruise, you're paying considerably more for one over the other, but you're still only with 1 point.
Yeah, I do. I do like that they do that on Royal Caribbean. You can actually level up a little bit faster, and
Yeah.
just as soon as you take your next cruise, you get the benefits, the perks of the entry level for both of those loyalty programs. Like I was saying on
Yep.
Royal Caribbean, it comes with a coupon book that it will be on your bed when you check into your room, and it had like a Johnny Rockets. It was like a free meal at Johnny Rockets,
Mhm.
and so that was just something that was nice. We used a lot of those coupons,
Oh yeah.
and then once usually you'll get a gift or something like that too.
Mhm.
Just and then I guess the higher you get up in your levels, the more stuff that you'll get. But I think I'm
Definitely.
low
Definitely.
level for both of them right now, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close to that next level. I'm gonna get
We
there.
just we had our first cruise as gold. So
Nice.
we've done 6. You
Mhm.
go gold with your 5th cruise, but then on the 6th cruise you actually take advantage of it. So we got some
Nice.
extra discounts on Disney, and the gifts change, a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool. Got to work towards that platinum level.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Start getting
another
things
little.
like priority check-in.
Yeah, yeah. One of the other bonuses with Disney is if you guys are familiar with DVC, which is Disney Vacation Club. If you are a member of Disney Vacation Club, they have actual special cruises for that. But on every cruise, they'll have like a DVC welcome party or a DVC party where you go to those
Yeah.
because you get gifts. You get and it's like
Yeah.
I have the crossbody bag or they have different gifts that they'll give you for being a DVC.
Free booze.
Yeah,
Free
and
drinks.
yeah, during the meeting you get free drinks and stuff like that. So I highly suggest you go to those, and they'll be on your itinerary to where you can do those check-ins.
I remember we tagged along with you
Yeah, you can
on
bring
that
your
last cruise
friends,
we did
yeah.
with you.
Like, yeah,
You're like,
everybody
"Hey,
gets the gift. Everybody gets
yeah,
the stuff. I'm like, we got to go to this,
I
guys.
know. I just
Yeah.
remember the waitress, she came around, she's like, "Would you like a glass of champagne, sir?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm like ready to give her my stateroom card. She said, "No. It's included."
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's included.
Oh
for those.
man.
So go
I
to
feel like
those.
Kevin McAllister's uncle.
Yeah.
Like just freeloading.
Hold on, my brother will get it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the funkle.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, man, definitely the loyalty clubs, that great opportunities to save money and enjoy some added benefits the more you cruise with any of them.
Yeah.
So kids clubs is what I have next on the list,
Yeah, kids
and
clubs.
boy, oh boy, do they both do a great job with kids clubs.
They do.
I will say, I guess preference, I would say if I were a kid growing up, knowing the type of kid I was and the things I was into, Disney has all this IP under their Disney umbrella, including Star Wars and Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
that, man, I'm so jealous of our kids growing up and getting to enjoy kids clubs. I mean, we never cruised until we were adults anyways, but But to be able to have that at
Yeah.
Disney or on the ship in your kids club, I know like my kid and your kids, like the last cruise they cruised together, it was like we couldn't keep them out of there.
No, 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 no. Yeah, they definitely. My kiddos had a preference. Disney won out. I can see why they have open hours where you can go in and see those kids clubs.
Hmm.
Disney's kids club is bigger in size. They have the
Hmm.
IP as well, but they forego other things on the cruise ship that Royal Caribbean does have, and that gives them some
Right.
extra space. So
Yeah.
their kids club was huge, and I think it's from 3 to 12 or something like that that they can be in those kids
Hmm.
clubs, but there's a whole bunch of different areas that they separate into, and
Yeah.
but
Even
they get
the teenagers, the 13 to
yeah,
17 on
that's like a whole
Royal.
separate one. So from like the
Yeah.
3 to 12 was definitely Disney won out with that because that's that huge area and there's so much fun. The kids didn't want
Yep.
me to come get them. We got a couple of phone calls to pick them up to just let them go change into their jammies and bring them back, please. They would stay there all day.
Awesome.
They make sure they get fed at meal times. They make everybody stop what they're doing. They walk them over to the buffet that they set up for them. They make them walk through the buffet and look to see if there's anything that they want. It's one way to
Hmm.
keep them, from, no, no, I want to keep playing this game or something like that.
Right.
They
Right.
make them stop, they make them go through, and then everybody ate while they were there. So yeah, it would be like, you guys have to come with us at this time. So, but they wanted to stay in the
Yeah.
Disney Kids Club all the time. They still had a great time on Royal Caribbean. It was
Hmm.
still a fantastic time, but it didn't have the like the really recognizable, like the Millennium Falcon and stuff like that. I mean, it was
Yeah. They
just
didn't have the
crazy.
intellectual property that
Yeah,
Disney has. So that's
but
definitely an advantage. But they're both great.
yeah,
They
they're
a
both great.
variety of activities is amazing.
I kind of think the teenagers' years go towards Royal Caribbean, though. I think
A
they
little bit. Yeah.
maybe do a little bit more for the teenage years than Disney does, but both of them I think are pretty awesome. We're just kind of getting into that now, so I'll let you know,
Oh yeah.
keep you updated.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but yeah, so definitely check it out. And like you hinted at, definitely go check out the open hours. Usually, various times in the cruise, and only those times can you go down there and where they have open houses. Usually, it's on embarkation day
Hmm.
when you get on the ship, and on your check-in day there. Usually, they have open house during that time. So make a point to go down there and check it out if you got your kids with you. They let you make sure that as parents we want to make sure where we're sending our kids off that we're comfortable with where they are, and you get
Yeah.
to meet the staff and see
Hmm.
everything they do, their cleaning
Yep.
procedures, the sanitary procedures, and they do take that very
Very
seriously
seriously.
on
Yeah.
both. There's hand wash stations as you come into both areas on both ships, or those areas on both ships.
Yep.
So they do a great job, and they're there to answer all your questions
Yep.
that you would have. They've heard it before. They know exactly what you're interested in for your child, and
Yeah, it
um,
would. My
so
kids are pretty shy, so that time was well used because they got to explore that area with us, with their parents, and we got to meet
mhm.
everybody together and go through everything and find the
Mhm.
bathroom, so they knew where everything was at. So they were so much more comfortable when they went down there
Yep,
for the first time to actually go play. They
that's a
weren't
great point.
learning where everything was at, but that was a huge benefit for my kids to do that. I would not skip the open hours if you got
Yeah,
kiddos. Make sure you go check it out with them.
yep.
Yep.
So moving on to onboard entertainment shows.
Hmm.
Uh, both cruise lines do a really good job
Yes.
with Broadway style shows, especially on the bigger ships for Royal Caribbean, but they have it on all ships there on Disney. Disney does a great job with their shows. Usually it's the traditional Disney, your
Hmm.
princesses, your Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin,
Yep.
those various shows that they have that are excellent shows.
Hmm.
I've seen some multiple
Yep.
times, that if they're playing, we've got to go watch every
Yeah.
time. We make a point, even if we've already seen it, we'll go. Um, Royal's great, especially on some of the larger ships where they have Broadway style shows.
Hmm.
I know definitely on the Icon class, you've got everything from, I guess it is Back to the
Back
Future
to the
on
Future. Yeah.
Star, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
Mm-hmm.
on the brand new Legend. Um, oh, what is it? Is it Greece or is it Cats that's on
I don't know what
Icon?
they're up with right now,
I
but
can't remember,
the
but
variety is awesome.
but
There's like they can use pretty much anything on Royal Caribbean. So I
hmm
know they've had like Chicago and stuff like that on there. So
yep,
you're gonna get more of that Broadway type show. Not
yep,
that Disney is not, because I mean you've had Aladdin
yeah.
and Lion King on
And
Broadway, but
entertainers on those ships, they're not lower class. Like, oh, they're only doing. You have entertainers in those shows for both that have performed on
on
Broadway
Broadway, yep.
or at the West End there in London.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, the kid that's currently on the Legend, so because they need a child to play Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw this on Royal Caribbean blog. They have a child who's 13. He plays Charlie. They do 30-day contracts. Their parents join them on the ship. They have a tutor. They provide tutoring services for them so they can keep up on their schooling. But that kid he's already acted on the West End there, in the West End there
Oh,
in London.
awesome! That's awesome.
So he's an experienced actor with already a one heck of a resume for a 13-year-old,
Yeah.
and they're acting. So they draw top talent for those
Mm-hmm.
shows.
Yeah.
That
I
like,
don't miss the shows. That's one of my
oh,
rules. I will not
oh,
miss the shows. I will cut dinner short. I will miss dinner. I don't miss the
yes,
shows. I'm going to every single show every single night. That's I like to dine early. They have the dining times. I like to eat
yep,
first and then go straight to the show afterwards. I'm not
yep.
missing the shows. I will watch every single one. They
Well,
are so good.
I'm with
They're
you.
so much
I'm
fun.
I'm more of a eat first and then go to the show
Hmm.
second kind of a person. Um,
I like that.
it does cause us to eat a little bit earlier than what we normally do.
Hmm.
But I'd rather eat and then go see the show
Hmm.
the other way. But they make it so they have varying show times where they make it so regardless of when you eat dinner, if either you have early or late seating, you can definitely catch a show. They run multiple shows a night. And then not just the Broadway shows, like Royal has the Aqua Theaters, where they
Hmm.
have the water theater shows. Some of their
Ice
ships
skating.
have ice skating.
Yeah.
I couldn't
That's
believe
pretty
that. I was
crazy.
so
Yeah.
blown away. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're sitting here in the middle of the Atlantic, not in the middle of the Atlantic, but we're here in the ocean, the middle of the ocean, and
Hmm.
I'm watching an ice skating show. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It's awesome.
And it was a great show. It was
Yeah.
an excellent, excellent show.
I
I'm really
I
excited to
don't
get on
miss
the
any of them.
Star and see the show that they have on there. Soul.
Yeah.
I saw a clip the other day of the ice skating show on the Star of the Seas. Oh my goodness, that show
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I can't wait.
the other various shows they have is just great. And then you have adult entertainment on
Hmm.
both including Disney.
Hmm.
Hey, shocker, as we said, regardless of the type of trip, if you've got an adults only trip, Disney has entertainment to cater to those types of guests as well. 18 and older, 18 years of age and older. I'll spit that out. Um, they offer programs for both. A lot of
Hmm.
fun shows on Disney Cruise Lines where the theming and the subject matter is. I wouldn't say it's like really. It's not super risque, but it's not something that you want your children there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of innuendo
Hmm.
jokes, stuff like that might be a little uncomfortable to sit there with your kids. And they tend to also be later at night on Disney.
Hmm.
So, and then Royal, they offer that as well. Oh, comedy shows. They'll bring in
Yes.
comedians on both. Usually the longer the cruise, you'll see that on
Hmm.
the longer cruises. So your
Yeah.
3 and 4 nights, usually you're not going to see a stand-up comedian
Hmm.
on either, but you will on the longer cruises. Um, and then Royal has casinos on all their ships.
Yep. That's what I was talking about. What they don't have on Disney that allows them to make a larger
Yeah,
kids club. But on Royal Caribbean,
yeah.
they have those casinos. Which, if you like to hit the casino, then you definitely want Royal. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah, and then the loyalty program for the casino, which is a separate loyalty program, which you're crazy if you don't join that. If
Hmm.
you're going to gamble in the casino, definitely join that. Doesn't cost anything, and you only benefit from it.
Hmm.
So, where they offer points that you earn, points on discounts of various things on the ship, up to and including various types of cruises They'll
Yeah.
you get cruise offers for free cruises
Yep.
for various types of staterooms. Disney doesn't have the casino like you said, but they do have bingo, and that's a lot of
Oh,
fun.
so much fun. Yes.
They make it so much fun, and it's all ages.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
kids can come along. Obviously, they can't buy in on bingo. You know, your kid's under 18,
They
but
can
they can
help.
sit there with you and mark the cards with you and enjoy the show. They do a really great job
Yeah.
on
It's
board.
I don't like to miss bingo either. I mean, that's awesome. I'm not a huge casino guy. Maybe hit the coin pushers, but definitely bingo. Like always bingo. Yeah. Slot machines. Yeah.
Except it's not the one arm. It's the one arm bandit, but I'm not pulling. I'm usually
Just press the button.
pounding on the button. Max bet, max bet, max bet. Where did my money go?
Yeah, max bet, max bet. I guess I'm done.
I'm broke,
I'm
and
out.
you're done. Yeah, exactly. So, and then it leads into all the various other activities on board both ships. Both offer various trivia activities, crafting activities. Teach you how to fold those towel animals you see in your
Love it. I've
stateroom.
done that multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you definitely want to check the app. Will have that information, but hopefully they still do it. I mean, it's been a couple of years since I've been on a cruise, but I loved going back after dinner, after the show, and I'm looking at the itinerary that they would have on your bed or turned
yep,
down with the chocolate or whatever. And just going through like, ooh, I want to do this tomorrow. I want to do this
yep,
tomorrow. I want to do this. Just circling what you want to do and just plan out the day. Like I could go on a cruise and never go to a port. I could just stay
yeah,
on the ship all day long. It's just so
yeah,
much fun. They have so
definitely,
many activities. Do as little
definitely,
or as much as you want.
yeah.
But
So, um, and we probably should have put the adult only areas with the 18 plus entertainment, but adult only areas are offered on both ships.
mm-hmm,
I will say the adult only areas are a bit smaller on
mm-hmm,
Disney, as you would figure,
mm-hmm.
um, than they are on Royal Caribbean. So I would definitely give the nod to Royal
Yeah.
for their adult only areas on the ship. But both are very nice. Areas that if you just don't want to be around the kids or just any or other folks' kids,
Yeah.
you can get away from that,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's nice. Um, Pools and water slides.
Pools and water
So
slides.
both do a great job with the onboard pools, but man, oh man, Disney has a really great in with the Dream and the Freedom, and then the Wish class
Mm-hmm.
ships. They have either the Aqua Duck or the Aqua Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool. It's
It's a
almost like
water
an
coaster.
attraction.
It's a water
Yeah,
coaster.
water.
If
Thank
you
you, Jack.
guys have been to Typhoon Lagoon, you got the Crush and Gusher, the
Mhm.
coconut banana. It's a water coaster. You go uphill at little jets of water. It's awesome. And on the Wish,
Yeah,
it really is even more of an attraction. Like there's like screens and stuff as you're kind of going up. Oh, sorry guys, we got the
you put your
camera.
hand up.
I put my hand up. I should have put my hand up. So yeah,
It-
so
it-
it's so much fun. So much fun.
yeah,
But the line can
and
be
they even
long because
vary
there's only
like with
one.
the different Wish class ships. They've
Yep,
changed the program up.
they changed
So
it up. Yeah.
for so
There,
that was cool.
there's
But
a couple
when
of
it
little
comes to
slides as well,
yeah,
little ones, but that's the
yeah,
the main attraction. So on busy times, it can get a longer wait because that's the main attraction there. But as you're
yeah,
about to tell, Royal Caribbean, ooh,
yeah. Especially on the bigger the ship. But I mean, several classes of their ships they have multiple water slides
mm-hmm.
of varying types and intensity levels. The drop slides, even dry slides. They have a dry slide, the Abyss on the Oasis class.
Yeah,
It's
all the way up from the
amazing.
Lido deck down to the boardwalk.
Yeah.
My kiddos have
Uh,
done that one, and they have told me that it is intense. The dry
oh yeah.
slide. They've
I
done it
bet.
once.
I bet.
They're like, we'll take the elevator.
Yeah, so
It's
definitely
great.
various. Check with your travel advisor if those kind of activities definitely interest you. Definitely check with your travel advisor. We can definitely let you know what all the type of ship that you're thinking about sailing on, what all they have to offer. But
Mm-hmm.
the various types of not just the pools and the water slides, but the various types of entertainment that they offer on board, because it can differ from ship to ship,
Mm-hmm.
size of ship. So yeah. Let's see, we're getting to the end here. Onboard internet, both offer Wi-Fi. Onboard internet, both is pretty good. I would probably say I have a easier time with Disney's internet and the use of their app. It seems that, especially the chat feature,
Hmm.
both have a chat feature in the apps, in their respective apps. Disney definitely, I think, connects a little bit faster, but both are good. And then I would say, oh, private islands.
Yeah.
Both have private islands.
Mhm.
So they're private island destinations that are just for that cruise line. They pull up, and usually one or two of those ships at a time. With Disney, it's usually only one ship at a time. Royal can be up to two ships at a time. Like at Coco Key, they have space for two ships to pull in there at the port. But it's a great big island there, a perfect day at Coco Key. And they have various different offerings. Just lots of water activities. Both are definitely get off the ship, check it out,
Those are
go
so
to the
much fun.
beach, walk around. They've got food included dining out there, just all kinds of different food offerings and free ice cream. And it's just great. It's great. Even if you just want to get off the ship and take a walk around for a little bit and get back on the ship, I highly encourage you to get off and just check it out and see. Guarantee there's something for you out there. Whether if you're
Yeah.
not a beach person, they definitely have something for you out there
Yeah,
on either
those are
of
my
those
favorite
islands.
stops. Honestly, their private islands are so much
Mine too.
fun. They're so much fun. It's
Yeah.
so relaxing. You don't have to do like the customs when you're getting back or anything like that. It's just nice. It's easy. Like
Simple.
there's food off that's included. Like they take the whole buffet and they move it to the island. And there's just so many activities. Like you can ride a bike around, or you can snorkel, or you can. They have like water parks at some of them, and so there are some activities you can do that are add-ons at
Yep.
some of those islands. But they have multiple islands too. Like there's Labadee and all kinds of stuff like that. So
Yeah. So I think just in the interest of time, we're approaching 40 minutes for this segment alone.
hmm
Actually, I think we're getting closer to 50 minutes now. So really, just to summarize, which one is better? Again, work with your travel advisor. It depends on, like we said, it depends on your group. It depends on your family, what you're looking for out of your cruising vacation.
hmm
Your travel advisor can definitely help guide you to which one will work with you and which one works within your budget with
yeah,
what they have to offer. So yeah, definitely.
both are
There's no,
amazing. An
yeah,
amazing time. I would highly recommend either of them.
yeah.
So
There's no universal right answer. It's just
no, there's really not.
what you
And
think works best.
yeah,
So, but yeah. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and close out this show, episode 5 here.
Mhm.
So we hope you enjoyed it. Minute with Maya was our new segment that we added, and that'll be a regular addition to the show. And so we want to thank Maya for doing that for us, and we look
Woohoo.
forward to seeing that some more. If you so just to close it out again, I am Explorer Jason with Explore Orlando Travel Agency. I'm a travel partner with that travel agency. So if you're looking for a Walt Disney World Universal vacation or a cruise on Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, Celebrity Cruise Line, definitely reach out. There's a link in the description below, my link tree there, where you can also put in a request for a free quote. My services are 100% free. I don't charge you for anything at all. I'll quote you from now until the cows come home to just find that right vacation for you and your travel party. That's my number one goal, is to find the best possible vacation for you and your party, because we want you to have a great time. We want you to and come back when you're ready to, for your next trip. So I'll throw it to you, Jeff, to close us out as usual.
Yeah, don't forget to check us out on SunnySideUpFL. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We do a lot of our live streaming mainly on YouTube, but also on TikTok as well. Check us out. Don't forget to smash that subscribe, that thumbs up button. We really appreciate you guys. But till the next time we see you, please be kind. You never know who can use that kindness. And always look to explore the sunny side, you guys. Thank you.
Bye.